Hello class, my name's Billy Richards and today I'd like to inform you about snakes, poisonous snakes in particular. In the state of Missouri there are several poisonous snakes. The cottonmouth and the rattlesnake aren't heard about that much. The copperhead is more readily found. Copperheads can be found around waterways, they can be found in hills, they can be found in dry parts, they like to hide under tin, under leaf piles, sometimes just in your garden. They turn up all over the place. They are a venomous snake. Their bites can be extremely painful. It can affect the bone and the soft tissue. Um, Throbbing, swelling, severe nausea. The damage can occur to the muscle, leave long-lasting effects. There's a picture of an arm. He was bit in the hand. I have been around snakes my whole life. We've always had snakes as pets. I still have snakes as pets today. We've learned how, over the years, to take care of them, what to look for, where to walk, where not to walk. At one point last year, we did find a copperhead out on the trail when we were walking, which we put in a container and showed our children what one looked like so they'd have a clear and present view of one. They can be avoided. Sometimes you just kind of like run into one by accident. Snakes are not to be feared. They're helpful in the garden. They love to eat the rodents. They'll keep the moles down as long as you leave them alone. And if you don't know how to identify a particular snake, then the best thing is to do not touch it. If you know what you're doing and you understand the snakes, then you know how to handle them. There are water snakes that look like water moccasins. You may mistake one of those and try to pick it up and get bit. Rattlesnakes, they're pretty clear to define who they are by rattling when you get too close. Copperheads are probably the most difficult one because they're a beautiful snake. You can tell that they're poisonous by their eyes. They have an upward slant on their eyes. They have pits around their mouth. They're not a large snake. They're under 3 feet. They're kind of little plump guys. But they're not to be feared. They're to be respected. Snakes are not something that are out to get you. They're just a creature that's been here on the planet for a long time. And for my informative part of this, I wanted everybody to be aware of the fact that snakes do exist where we live, that they are readily found. You may not see some of the bigger boys like the rattlesnakes and the cottonmouths on an everyday basis, but they do exist, and you have to be careful, and you have to watch where you put your hand. And you want to make sure that if you have gardening stuff outside that you keep it in a container or locked up in a shed. And even that's not 100% safe, but at least it's an attempt to do something to keep your family protected. Snakes, they shed, and if they're going to live in an area that's got plenty of food, you will see their sheds on the ground or maybe wrapped up in a bush. So keep an eye out for that. The most thing is to remember is respect is the answer, and if you can respect them, they're not going to have any respect for you because they're a wild animal and they don't see us that way. When we approach a snake and they pick up our heat sense, then they see us as a threat because we're bigger than them, and that's what makes them strike. Or if you go to pick one up, that can make them strike. So unless you're an avid snake person and you can identify them, my best suggestion is to leave them alone and don't touch them. And if you're not an avid snake person, maybe you should check into them because they're a very wonderful creature. They're very interesting to watch. They're educational. They've always given us many years of enjoyment, and we like them. So I hope you enjoyed this information on reptiles, and I will talk to you all soon.